Good day. I'm in Istanbul and I decided to start my journey back home to Leipzig in Germany. And instead of taking the cheap, fast, convenient, and rational decision of taking the plane, I decided, for whatever reasons, to drive by train all the 2200 kilometers, which takes around 50 hours, involves 5 changes, 7 countries, and at least 3 passport checks. You may be asking why I take on all the hustle of this, but I'm pretty sure that I convince you throughout this video why taking this journey was worth it. Yeah, and if you now see this footage I took at the start of my journey, you may be wondering, wait, that does not look like the trains I'm used to. That's a bus! In that case, I have to say, you're goddamn right, because for the first leg of this journey to Edirne in Turkey, I had to take the bus. Yeah, and as you can see, I finished the first leg of my journey. And now I'm in front of the railway station in Edirne, where I bought my first actual train of this train journey, the Optima Express. I managed to see the Turkish train that drives the route between Edirne and Istanbul, and probably the most interesting aspect of this is, in my opinion, the style of toilet that they use in this train, which you would never see in a Western European train. And here you see that the Optima Express is already waiting for us. And you see also the different kinds of classes of the train, and it's hard to believe that this train drives all the way to Austria. And because of the weather, you are maybe thinking that we are already in Germany, but we are still in Turkey, where the loading of the cars begins. In fact, the Optima Express is one of the last European car trains. So you can take your car with you on the train, which is quite more relaxing than driving yourself through the whole Balkan, I guess. Yeah, and here you see a small tour of coach class as the boarding starts, and you have 6 seats in each cabin, which also obviously turn into 3 beds on each side. Luckily, I only had one roommate, but in the summer months the train is regularly sold out. So just try to imagine having to share this small space with 5 different people for almost 2 whole days. Fun fact, the lights and the outlets are only working if you are pulled by an electric locomotive, and not when you are pulled by an diesel locomotive. And our first locomotive was an diesel locomotive until we arrived in Bulgaria. The beds are okay and fine and comfortable, but I would highly recommend that you either sleep on the first or on the third bunk, because the middle bunk is not so comfortable. The first surprise for me was that they have to change the locomotive each time the train arrives in a new country, and so we are currently waiting for the Bulgarian one on the border. And the second one is that duty-free shops are also a thing in some international trains, and many people took advantage and stacked up on cheap Turkish cigarettes to bring back home. And of course, the Turkish-Bulgarian border is a hard border, and we had to do a passport control. Most of the crew only speaks German and Turkish, as you maybe see by this little spelling mistake on the menu. The train is very slow compared to flying or even to cars, and only averages around 45 kilometers per hour, and most of it is because border crossings take forever. It took us around 4 hours just to arrive in Bulgaria. The next morning I woke up in Nice in Serbia, where we had to change our diesel locomotive for an electric one, and the night was quite comfortable, and I managed to get a solid 8 hours of sleep, with one big massive exception. At around 3 in the morning the crew started to bang at our door and yelled, "Passporta! Passporta!" It is pretty awesome that you can open these windows and lean out of the windows. It is such a different feeling and vibe, and you can see so much more. But you have to also make sure not to lose your camera. If you've never been on a sleeper train, I have a small tip for you. Try to get a bed pretty much in the center of the train car, because the nearer you are to the wheels, the more you feel the bumps in the train tracks, and the further you are away, the more comfortable is your bed. As we slowly move into Serbia, the landscape becomes even more beautiful. It is such a pleasure just to spend the whole morning eating sunflower seeds and seeing the world go by.
Yöresel yemeği.
Yeah, I had never been to Serbia, and I didn't know how beautiful this country was and is. And I pretty much spent the whole second day just looking out the window. We are now arriving at Belgrade main station or Belgrade center, which has been under construction since unbelievable 20 years. But no, I'm just kidding. No station in the world would take that long to construct. It has been under construction since 1976. Still no one is here. We are just having stopped to change the stuff.
Onların dediğini bana demiyor.
Yeah, it took forever to clear the Serbian-Croatian border, a Schengen border, and after this we had the worst rail infrastructure of the whole journey. We drove 4 solid hours at 20 kilometers per hour. Cycling would have been faster at this point. Yeah, if you spend so much time on a single train, you even start to film the toilet. And to be brutally honest, I don't know how to do a toilet review. Only thing I can say it was clean and regularly looked after. We had pretty miserable weather in Croatia, but if you would hyperbole walk behind those trees, you would be in Bosnia. On the third day I woke up in Slovenia, finally having good rail infrastructure and decent speeds, and a wonderful view over the Slovenian and Austrian Alps.
Yolumuzu alalım he.
We arrive in the Austrian city of Villach, and you see the people on the train took some cool looking cars with them. I expected much from this train, but not that it would arrive on time. And Deutsche Bahn could really use advice by this train company. But I think there are worse places in the world to spend a couple of hours to get your next connection. From Villach I took two ÖBB trains, first to Salzburg and then to Munich, which gave me the great opportunity to see this unbelievable, beautiful landscape.
Ihre Ausweisdokumente bereitzuhalten. Vielen Dank. Wenn Sie Fragen haben, Sie können meine Teamkollegen oder mich gerne ansprechen.
Yeah, and finally, after 3 days, 4 changes, 7 countries, and almost 50 hours, I made it home to Leipzig. Thanks for watching.